All right, guys. We're doing a video on Raid, and I'm here with my chat partner. Hey, chat.
Oh,
Say
you
hi to
lucky
everybody.
bitch.
Hey everyone, super excited to be here with Derek, and we're gonna have a lot of fun diving into Raid. Let's do this.
Awesome, chat. What building questions do you have?
I've got plenty. We can dive into strategies, character builds, maybe some tips and tricks for different
For
stages.
real estate.
Got it. We can definitely pivot to real estate if you've got any specific topics or questions in mind, like market trends, lead generation, or smart clans. I'm all ears. Just let me know what you'd like to dive into.
You pick. Pick a topic.
All right, let's go with something like the latest trends in real estate technology and how AI is reshaping lead nurturing. We can also chat about effective smart plans or maybe even how to build a solid vendor network. Let me know which one sounds good to you.
Let's do vendor network. I just messaged my team tonight about our vendor network. We're in the middle of the process of revamping that, so why don't we talk about that?
Perfect. We can dive into best practices for building a robust vendor network, how to vet and onboard vendors effectively, and how to keep those relationships strong and mutually beneficial. Plus, we can explore how integrating vendors into your CRM can streamline operations. Let me know where you want to start.
You pick.
All right, let's kick things off with vendor vetting and onboarding. We can talk about criteria for selecting vendors like reliability, quality of service, and pricing, and then go into the best practices for onboarding them into your system. Once we have that foundation, we can move on to how to maintain those partnerships long term. Sound good?
Okay, yeah, so I think, for my vendor directory, what I'm looking for is vendors with the same mindset and goals as us. So, with a Google business looking to grow their business, I think that, and that's part of, same criteria is having the same standards in our business. And then I think from there, look at reviews and, who can handle referrals in specific areas. I think that those two right there are my biggest criteria for vetting vendors, and then it becomes a game of meeting with them on Zoom, talking to them about their goals, and creating a custom vendor plan for everybody. I think from my experience, working with large institutionals as their vendors, their direct vendors, is each vendor plan is custom. Each vendor should be a little bit different than the others, and so it's just I think fine tuning those plans to be custom and to be perfect. So, does that answer all the questions?
Hostiles released a skewer. Bravo lost. Authorizing
skewer flight. Absolutely. That covers it really well. It definitely makes sense to have that tailored approach, ensuring that each vendor aligns with your business vision, and that personal connection through meetings is key for building trust and collaboration. If you want, we can also dive deeper into the onboarding process or strategies for maintaining those strong vendor relationships over time.
Yeah, let's go into onboarding. So, on my vendor directory, the onboarding process really is, going to the different team members and, fulfilling what we're promising our vendors. So we're holding our team accountable every day and showing them, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Vendor, these are your contacts on our team. This is each one of their jobs, and these are the results that you should be expecting from our different systems that we're going to run for you. And then it's just onboarding is also, signing a contract and collecting upfront fees and monthly dues to set everything up and to continue to run the program. And then I think to hold the system accountable, really, customer service manager or just a customer service systems where you're getting feedback from the clients using the vendors, you're getting feedback from the vendors themselves on their experience, and you just kind of keep fine tuning it and making it great. So yeah, what do you think, chat?
Zone Alpha captured. Multiple Hostile UAVs detected.
That sounds like a solid approach. It definitely ensures that everyone is aligned and that there's transparency throughout the process. Plus, that continuous feedback loop will help you fine tune everything and keep the vendor network thriving. If you'd like, we can also discuss some specific tools or platforms that can streamline the onboarding and feedback process even further.
Yeah, what do you think? What tools and platforms? Just kind of brainstorm.
Losing Bravo. Hostile RCXD incoming. We lost B.
Absolutely. For vendor onboarding and management, some great tools include platforms like HubSpot or Zoho CRM, which can help you keep track of vendor details, contracts, and performance metrics. You could also leverage project management tools like Asana or Monday.com to coordinate tasks and deadlines across your team. For feedback and communication, tools like SurveyMonkey or Typeform can help you gather detailed input from both vendors and clients. And for contract management, something like DocuSign can streamline the signing process and keep everything organized. Combining these platforms can really make the onboarding and management process smooth and efficient.
Yeah, so I think a takeaway from that, probably use our Lofty CRM for management of, all of our vendors, and I think using Google Forms is kind of our survey. I like Forms. So, but we can scale up to SurveyMonkey if you think it's recommended. What do you think? Can Google Docs do or Google Forms do the same thing that SurveyMonkey can do?
Established above. Enemy CUAV established overhead. Losing B. Securing zone A.
Absolutely. Google Forms can definitely handle a lot of what SurveyMonkey offers, especially for basic surveys and feedback collection. Google Forms is straightforward, integrates seamlessly with Google Sheets, and is great for quick and easy data gathering. However, SurveyMonkey does offer more advanced features like more sophisticated question types, logic branching, and in-depth analytics. So it really depends on your needs. If you're looking
Can I
for
just make? How much does SurveyMonkey cost?
Zone C secure. We lost A.
Oh, what's that? I have no idea what that noise is. How much is SurveyMonkey?
Enemy UAV detected.
Okay, I think it's searching. Never mind. Okay, can I just make Google Forms like a SurveyMonkey with all the logic using Zapier?
Enemy care package dropping. Hostile UAV established above.
Absolutely. You can definitely enhance Google Forms with Zapier to add more automation and logic. While Google Forms itself has basic branching logic, Zapier can help you connect forms to other tools, trigger automated workflows, and even integrate more complex conditional logic. So you can definitely replicate many of SurveyMonkey's features by combining Google Forms with Zapier and other Google Workspace tools. It's a cost-effective and flexible solution.
Okay, perfect. That sounds great. What's the next thing I need to focus on?
Enemy RCXD's on the hunt. Taking B.
I think the next step would be refining your vendor communication strategy. That could mean setting up regular check-ins, using tools like Slack or email campaigns to keep vendors in the loop, and making sure that everyone knows, their roles and expectations. We can also look into creating some training materials or onboarding guides for your team so that everyone's on the same page. Let me know what you'd like to tackle next.
Okay. I think that's good. I think the game's about to end, so we'll continue this conversation in the next game. Did not do well, 14 and 23. Kind of focused more on talking than playing. I think playing is just kind of in the background. I'm not really thinking about the game at all. Kind of just running around. So that's the end of the game. So chat, you want to make this into a part 2 video. This is part 1, so you want to wrap up the video?
Absolutely. That sounds like a great plan. We can definitely wrap up this part 1 and then dive back in for part 2 whenever you're ready. Just let me know when you want to continue and we'll pick up right where we left off.
What do you have to say to the people?
I just say thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you found this first part helpful and engaging. I'm excited to continue the conversation and dive deeper into everything we've discussed. Until then, take care and stay tuned for part 2.